Juno Bot Build Part 1, where I'll show you how to build a Juno Bot. Stay with me. To start your Juno Bot, first you're going to need to 3D print all your Juno Bot parts with the chassis, tires, wheels, and all the other plates and accessories. You can find the files for the Juno Bot on Thingiverse. Just do a search for Juno Bot. So once you have them all printed up, you're going to need some other items. You're going to need an Arduino Uno, 2 continuous rotation micro servos, some jumper cables, a mini breadboard, a small Phillips screwdriver, a 9-volt battery pack adapter with a barrel jack, and you're going to need some number 4 1/2-inch screws. With all these things, you can get started. The first thing we're going to do is attach this piece called the wheel hub to the body or the chassis. Make sure on both sides, when you attach the wheel hub, that this notch, this square notch, faces up on both sides. So I got the screw ready in there. Start with one. Carefully screw it in. Like so. Make sure you do this on both sides. So once you have your wheel hubs installed, now it's time to put in your continuous rotation servo. So there's a hole there. Just kind of slip the wire through the hole. Make sure the wire is pointing down towards the bottom edge of the wheel hub. Kind of work it in, pulling gently in the bottom of the wire, and then you get it in. For this one, I'm using some number 2 1/4-inch screws. They're smaller than the previous screws I used. These can be kind of hard to find, so you might need to order them. They're number 2 1/4-inch screws. These can also be tricky because the screw is so tiny. So it might take a few attempts to get it in. So once you have your servos secured, you're going to need to start putting the tires on. So you're going to need this piece called the tire, this piece called the wheel hub, and this piece called the wheel insert. So this insert is going to go on the inside of the hub, like so. You can see it on the other end. Sometimes when you're inserting the wheel hub into the tire, sometimes it can be too tight. So you might want to try some sandpaper on the inside of the tire or some sandpaper on the outside of this hub. So once you have that ready, you just slip it in like so. So you have the tire ready. So now, once you have both, you're going to start attaching them to the rest of the robot. Once you have your tires ready to go on, you're going to need to find the star servo horn. So put a servo horn on both sides, one on this side and one on this side. Don't use the screw just yet, because the screw is going to go on once you put the tire on. If you look on the inside, you'll see the groove. There's a groove that's the exact match as the servo star here, the servo horn star. So kind of find it, and you'll feel it when it falls in place. Once it falls in place, you're going to get the screw for the servo horn. And attach it into place. Don't tighten it too tight. You can feel it. If it's too tight, it won't turn. So you want it loose enough so that you can move it slightly. And do the same for the other side. There you go. So once you have both tires on, you're going to notice that the bottom is open and you can see through the top. So we're going to put this panel on the bottom. This panel is to hide a battery pack if you want to put a battery pack in here. So put the panel on and use some number 2 3/8 inch screws. To secure that bottom panel. Just like so. On the inside, you can see to the bottom panel. This is where the tray will go. So the tray is this piece. So sometimes it's a little tricky to get the tray in there. You can secure it with a screw if you want or not. I usually don't, just in case I need to get to the bottom. So once you have the tray in, you can see that it has these slots. And these slots are for the other pieces to snap into. So one of the pieces this has is the face that has the eyes where the LEDs will go. So in the bottom it has some little pieces that you kind of wiggle in. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of wiggle these in until they snap in place, just like that. So now you have this piece that's in. Then you have the final pieces, which are these different plates that you're going to be using once you start doing the electronics portion. So one of the pieces is the Arduino mounting plate. So you'll use some screws and mount your Arduino onto this particular plate, and then you'll snap it in. So basically, the first part of this project is complete. You've put the whole physical part of the robot together, the plastic pieces that you printed on your 3D printer, and you've added the motors, the servo motors. The rest of it will be the electronics and the coding portion. So I hope you come back for part 2 of the Juno Bot build.